I was just raging against the machine. Fuck you! I won't do what you tell me.
That works. That's a start. Yes. Wait, are you talking to me specifically?
Yes and yes.
Okay. Well, well, all right. I'm seeing some mutiny here. All right. All right. So it's fuck you. I won't do what you tell me. All right. That's our beginning. It can only go uphill from here. All right. What's up, everyone? Jack Mangan here, and over in that direction, we've got Evo Terra. You're actually seeing a split screen for once because we're using different software. None of that matters. Evo and I have an important announcement for Slam. Support Life in Music, which of course exists to fight back against musician self-destruction. There's a lot of it out there, so we'll talk a little bit about that before we're done. This is going to be a shorter one, but Evo Terra, thank you for joining me here today on this Slam Summit, and let's just tell people. I'm going to give you all the glory here. Why don't you tell
Oh,
everyone what our main number one priority is for this discussion right here, right now?
sure, sure. So this discussion is to let you know that finally I have convinced Jack Mangan to make a podcast version of these Slam Summits that you've been watching on YouTube. Weird I had to do that because the entire reason Jack and I know each other is because of podcasting. And yeah, so now we've made it now to where there's a podcast version. Yay! So if you have been watching the YouTube videos thinking, why can't I listen to these things in my podcast app? Now you can. Did all the back catalog. All 20x episodes are now available in the RSS feed, which is or soon will be linked from the website page, so you can see that. And you can also just search in your favorite podcast listening app for the Slam Summit. That's the name we're going with, right? Slam Summit?
Yes, Slam Summits. It is a musician survival guide, but yes, it's called Slam
Excellent.
Summits.
Summits. Right. The same name it is on YouTube. Search for that in your favorite podcast listening app, and you will be able to get all of the back episodes and also all the new episodes going forward. Yay! I'm excited because I'm an audio only kind of guy. This video stuff is like blah. And also music. You know, music's audio. But I digress.
Yes. No, perfectly stated. So, and just for the people at home, I know the answers to these, but do I need an iPod to listen to a podcast?
Yeah, it's 2004, Jack. No, you need an iPod to listen to a podcast. I don't. In fact, I don't think you'd even buy an iPod any longer. It's been some time since those were available. So no, whatever you have, whether you're an iPhone user or an Android user, there are podcast listening apps on your phone. Apple Podcasts, if you are an Apple user, and you know what, Spotify, which is shitty for a lot of reasons, but nonetheless, Spotify does allow you to listen to podcasts or pick an app of your own choosing. And if you're not really into the podcasting, I don't think this is the place for you to start. To be really honest with you, if you're happy watching these things on video, keep on keeping on. It's the same content. It's the same content, just with eyeballs over here on the YouTube. It's audio only over on the podcast. So while I'd love for you to get podcasting, it's what I do all day long. I'm not suggesting you switch. If you're happy on the tubes of you, stay with it. That's completely up to you and your gods.
Perfectly stated. Yeah. And gesturing to my face for you audio listeners, you're missing out on all this if you're just doing audio only, but that's okay. Yeah, I agree with everything Evo said. I'm podcast to the bone, to the core. That's how I loved my years as an audio only podcaster. I love it. Quick anecdote, if you'll forgive me, Evo. I was probably about 6-7 years ago. I was sitting at work with my iPod on my desk, headphones in, listening to music through my iPod, and the whole company stopped. Somebody came by. I was like, "What is that? Does that even still work?" And like 10 people came and stood around my desk and pointed at it. Like, "What is that thing?" It would have been like I came in on my horse and buggy to work. Like, it was unbelievable. Like,
Yeah.
so, and
Yeah,
that was
it is quite amazing. At
yeah,
least it
that was a
wasn't an
bunch of years.
river, right? You could have had one of those old devices, like the Tums roller, rolls of things that looked like that. Was insane. So no, yeah, it's gotten much simpler. So yeah, welcome
Yeah.
to the 2025.
Yeah. So, and by the way, I know Evo. I promised we weren't going to go. This was going to be a full-fledged interview. There are many out there with this gentleman, but Evo is, a truly, podcast Hall of Famer. Like, this guy knows what he's talking about. So we are in really good hands. And I definitely, even though he started this episode saying, fuck you, I won't do what you tell me, I'm still very grateful to Evo for all of his expertise and assistance and friendship and all that over the years. So,
Thank you, Jack. Nice to say. Nice to say. I love you too, man.
Getting all verklempt. All right. So I'm going to wrap up actually with a quick statement. And something else I said to Evo before we were really technically rolling. There's some confusion about what, since we're at Evo, I'm going to curse, about what the fuck Slam does, what exactly we do. Mm-hmm. So let's just be crystal clear. So there's a problem in the world, and it's a fact. It's not just me talking. It's been proven. Their studies show that the musician occupation is a high risk occupation. The studies are there, and of course, anecdotally, you know this. How many of your favorite musicians either had their lives cut short or their output cut short due to just mental health issues? I can name names. You know, we lost Jimi Hendrix too young. We lost Janis Joplin too young. We lost Chris Cornell too young. I don't have, I say that with reverence for those people. I'm not trying to ghoulishly trade off of their horrible circumstances. But, we've lost too many. It's a fact. So there are great resources out there. We've had people come on to Slam Summits and cite Backline for one. We've had people come on and cite Music Cares for another one. There are great... Slam does not exist to compete with them or to knock them down or to say anything negative about them. They do wonderful things. I applaud everything they do and will send you their way for their direct help. That Slam is not in that business. We're not going to connect you to one of our counselors. What we do is we get the words of the artists and people who in the know, music industry professionals, mental health professionals. We get information, we get reality, real talk, hope, inspiration from those folks to tell you what you're in for in the music life and how to survive it. That's why I'm really trying to emphasize it. Slam Summits are musicians' survival guide. So that's kind of what this is all about. And then also what we also do is there's not a great amount of data, if you're going to say the word properly. Thank you, Star Trek. There's not a great amount of data out there covering this stuff. So that is Slam as a 1-2 punch. The first punch is our Slam Summits and artist voices. It's not just audio only. We also do articles. And then the second punch is the data, providing information to everyone who can benefit from it. So that's mental health providers, that's music industry folks, that's fans, that's everyone. So that is what Slam does. That's what we're all about. And that's it, Eva. I don't know if you had anything you want to take us out on. Thank you for doing this here today. Thanks for the time. Thanks for everything. Thanks for all the things you do. I mean, it's a lot. So thank you.
You are very welcome. No, I mean, I think what we are, what these Slam Summits are specifically, and it's going to sound weird coming from me because I'm a data guy, but these are the anecdotes that are supported by the data, right? We know the data. You said at the very beginning of this, right? We've seen the data that says that being in the music industry is high risk, and careers are cut short. And yeah, there's data on that, and we all want to read the data. And I'm very happy that Slam is now going to be really just getting some of this data on our own and doing some own research. I think that's great. But again, these are the anecdotes. So these are people who have lived it and survived it, and talking about their friends and others in the industry, so they get it. So it's nice to be able to put some human touch behind those data points and learning from those who've come before. Great.
Thank you. Evo, did you just say that? No. Thank you very much. All right, I think we can wrap. Thank you very much for all this. Everyone, I encourage you, yes. Well, I encourage everyone to subscribe to the YouTube channel and get them both ways. Have the visuals and have the audio only. I encourage you to do both. But thank you, Evo. Really, we owe a debt to Evo. Even I do know how to do a podcast. I do know what it's all about. I mean, why am I not going to use like one of the world's best at it? So thank you, Evo, for all of it. I'm done. I'm going to shut up. I'll let you get back to your day. Thank you very much.
Bye, kids.